Here are inspirational quotes by Robert Kiyosaki. The primary difference between rich people and poor people is how they handle fear. Talk is cheap. Learn to listen with your eyes. Actions do speak louder than words. Watch what a person does more than what he says. Sometimes, what is right for you at the beginning of your life is not the right thing for you at the end of your life. It's more important to grow your income than cut your expenses. It's more important to grow your spirit than cut your dreams. When times are bad is when the real entrepreneurs emerge. God does not deem you to be lucky or unlucky. Your mindset does. The losers in life think they have all the answers. They can't learn because they're too busy telling everyone what they know. Rich don't work for money, they work for assets. It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Everyone can tell you the risk, an entrepreneur can see the reward. Rich people buy luxuries last, while the poor and middle class tend to buy luxuries first. Before you invest in something, invest the time to understand it. Be careful when you take on debt. If you take on debt personally, make sure it is small. If you take on large debt, make sure someone else is paying for it. Don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. Learn how to learn, then learn what to learn. Money is not the goal. Money has no value. The value comes from the dreams money helps achieve. The only difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they use their time. If you want to change your life, begin by changing your words. Start speaking the words of your dreams, of who you want to become, not the words of fear or failure. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire, the size of your dream, and how you handle disappointment along the way. Great opportunities are not seen with your eyes, they are seen with your mind. Your most expensive advice is the free advice you receive from your financially struggling friends and relatives. Once a person stops searching for information and self-knowledge, ignorance sets in. Don't just try to find great opportunities. Find an opportunity and make it great. Never say you cannot afford something. That is a poor man's attitude. Ask how to afford it. Start small and dream big. The richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work. Often, the more money you make, the more money you spend. That's why more money doesn't make you rich. Assets make you rich. Leverage is the reason some people become rich and others do not become rich. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You don't achieve success by taking it easy or working on it later. You achieve it through persistence and hard work. Every time you think you can't do something, someone else thinks they can. Money does not make you happy, but the lack of money can cause unhappiness. Making mistakes is natural. Making mistakes is how we learn. The poor look for jobs while the rich build networks. It's through our expenses that we become richer or poorer, regardless of how much money we make. In the real world, the smartest people are people who make mistakes and learn. In school, the smartest people don't make mistakes. Losers quit when they fail. Winners fail until they succeed. Cynics criticize and winners analyze. If you change your thoughts, you can change your actions. Don't do anything for the money you will make, but instead for the skills you will learn. Schools teach you how to work for money, but don't teach how to make money work for you. Always remember that no matter what anyone is saying to you from the outside, the most important conversation is the one you are having with yourself on the inside. The right decisions come from the right focus. You'll succeed if your focus is on the mission, not the money. Some people worry, others prepare. Building your own business is the best way to become rich. Then you can begin investing in other assets. There's a bit of hidden magic in every mistake. The magic is called learning. To me, a spouse should be a life partner and a business partner. Just like any good partner, her strengths must make up for my weaknesses and vice versa. You cannot be all things to all people. Be unique, be different, give to others what you want yourself, and do what you are made to do. You won't learn if you think you already know everything. The philosophy of the rich and the poor is this: the rich invest their money and spend what is left. The poor spend their money and invest what is left. Remember, your mind is your greatest asset, so be careful what you put into it. Don't buy luxuries until you've built the assets to afford them. You cannot improve your future if you are not willing to try something new and risk making mistakes and learning from them. The good news is that it doesn't cost much money to change your thinking. In fact, it can be done for free. The biggest risk a person can take is to do nothing. Change your focus from making money to serving more people. Serving people makes the money come in. You get rich because you do things most people will not do. Success requires sacrifice. You must be willing to make those sacrifices. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Support us by subscribing to Possible for Sure and for more quotes.